I literally don't know where I just put my phone. Hi. Okay. Cannot play music. Thank you. Hold on. Tim Pool on Piers Morgan. How's the audio? Just spam the chat with twos if it's bad. I fucked with it. Yeah, I sure did. Hold on. Okay. It will be one with men. Identity politics in the US election featuring Tim Pool. I just plugged this in. Got it. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna play it on 2, 2x? No, 1.5. I hate when the finger pad doesn't go where I want it to go. Like, why does it do that? Okay, I got it. Let me just check audio. Audio's a little hot. Too high gain. I boosted it. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, baby. How'd you know? I had that at 49. 49. Okay. Is it good now? Is it loud enough? Eh, nah. All right. So we have, I think she's a leftist. I'm not really sure. Putting her demons on Tim Pool. These are always so funny to me. And this is what we're calling it. Okay. Write it down. This is when I have to hear it again, but I feel like it's when they project their insecurities onto somebody else, or they can, like, see through your mind. It's like that. It's like being told that so and so is an e-parist or something, with no proof. This is not what actually happened. I'm just trying to create the scenario. It's like somebody calling somebody an e-parist with no proof and then screaming, shouting, "Well, you're an e-parist." It's like, "Whoa, you're projecting." You are. Um, Putting the demons on. If somebody has a better way of fucking explaining that, be my guest. I burned off my hair, hitting the wall, and just hitting the wall bald with all of y'all. I'm just kidding. My little alfalfa, like, what? There's nothing I can do with it. Look at it. I look like a thumb. I'm just gonna, like, that's really bad. Uh, the anti Kamala's father is literally a Marxist professor. I'm done. I hate it here. I hate it here. I want it to be over. Cowlick. I don't know. I don't think this is a cowlick. I think this is just, like, I burned off my hair, like, chemical burn. Look at that. Oh my god. On the bright side, it'll grow back, but hot rollers, damn it. Okay, sharing screen. Sorry. I'm here. Do we want caps? Some caps? Oh my god, I hate it. This is how I feel every day. Should we have it at 1.5? Should we skip it a bit? Yeah. Okay, here are the topics. Tim Pool on the US election polling numbers, definitely gonna go there. Um, First campaign electoral cause in the winning vote? Name one policy that Kamala will do to save America. Sorry, I don't know why I think that's so funny. This election is going to be determined by women. Wahaha. That goes on for a minute. Oh, good. Tim Pool, quote, I agree with the left. There is a sexism problem in this country. The Obama intervention. Why has Trump's black vote been rising consistently? All this rhetoric that Trump is racist. Get over that BS. What else? Trump goes against everything that is pro-America. What? Where do they come up with this shit? Do you have evidence when you say Tim Pool took money from Russia? That's our demons part, so we might skip around. Okay, let's go. We're on an adventure. Okay, I hope this makes me laugh.
There's a big divide between men and women. It's funny because we've seen this bubbling up over the past several years with many culture war issues. If you look at the aggregate polling
too fast, okay,
right now, particularly in battleground states, at this time in 2020, Joe Biden was up 9 points. So we are seeing that Kamala is ahead nationally in aggregate. Trump seems to have an edge. Whether he wins the popular vote, I don't know. But I think when it comes to the issue of men and women that you were just bringing up, women may hold their nose and vote for Donald Trump. And I think this is actually more of a left-leaning opinion, which for some reason I got a lot of flack for. But I think there are a lot of men who will not vote for a woman no matter what. And I think Kamala does have, there's obvious issues of professionalism, but I do think sexism will play a role in her not being able to win over men in this election.
Yeah. I mean, Vajra, my thing about Kamala Harris is that when I watch her, and I know your views on Trump, and I don't disagree with some of them, and we all know our views of Trump, frankly. He is what he is. Kamala Harris obviously is a bit more of a new proposition, because when you're VP, you're kind of hiding behind the president. And we've only really seen the full Kamala, I would say, in the last 2 months. And the more we see of her, with the exception of a very competent debate performance, the more I see in interviews, the more unsubstantial she seems. And I think that is her problem, is that people think she talks in a kind of word salady way, and that Trump, for all his, nonsense sometimes, at least has a quite clear messaging marketing process, which he just rams home the same things again and again and again, and they do resonate with people. How concerned are you that with just 3 weeks to go, that Kamala has that issue of she was probably a pretty left-wing progressive, she's barreled her way back to the center as fast as she can, but people aren't really buying it?
I don't think she's
part of the misogyny.
Sorry, Tim, I was for Wajah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think that's part of the misogyny that Tim was talking about, that when you look at a career professional like Kamala Harris, who was a district attorney, who was an attorney general, who was a senator, who was a vice president, and who's now running for president, who has come out with record rallies, a record amount of enthusiasm, and who right now is leading in the polls. You compare her to Donald Trump, who just yesterday, literally, and I'm using the word literally as it's meant to be used, at his rally, instead of answering questions for 39 minutes, I've never seen this before in my life, I'm 43 years old, just sat there swaying and dancing, right? He literally canceled a CNBC interview just today, about an hour ago. He refuses to release his medical records. He canceled the 60 Minutes interview. He refuses to do another debate. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris says, okay, I'm going to go to Call Her Daddy. I'm going to go to New Media. I'm going to go do 60 Minutes. I'm going to do Howard Stern. I'm going to go to Stephen Colbert. I'll do another debate. He doesn't want to do a debate. I'll do a town hall. I'll even go to Joe Rogan. This is called a campaign that is run by professionals. This is a professional politician, a professional public servant who actually knows what she's doing. Now, the razor's edge, like we all discussed, is because...
Hold on. Donald Trump was doing interviews before her. And I'm not talking like years ago. Everybody was bitching that she wouldn't take an interview. How delusional. Like, I can't. It stresses me out. Because they'll always say people on the right are just lying. It's like, I think you're projecting. Because either you're just lying or you actually believe that. And I genuinely, at this point, I don't know. Somebody want to be my social cues?
It's going to be a close race thanks to the Electoral College, the
like
battleground
that?
states. She is going to win the popular vote. I believe she will win the presidency. This reminds me more of 2012, where the polls are very similar. A lot of people thought, oh, Obama's not going to pull through. I think she will. I think she's doing a really smart thing right now by going on Rogan, all these other outlets, trying to win over the argument. And I agree with Tim. I never thought I would say this. I agree with Tim that we do have a misogyny problem and a racism problem in America, which is why some people, some young men who realize Donald Trump has only a concept of a plan and no plan might not vote for Kamala Harris. But I do believe she has the enthusiasm.
Here's the thing. Like, professional woman, let me give her a little caveat. Okay. I don't mind a woman in office. I don't. I just don't know if she's the right one, solely because when she gets asked, and this is based on what I've seen so far, when she gets asked about specific policies, she can't name them. And listen, I get it. I can put myself in her shoes and be like, fuck, the president, the guy I work under, has dementia. Same. Like, same. I get it. Like, now I got to pick up his shit. Whether you believe with whatever the fuck you're doing, but tell me how you're going to change it. And have you made steps to do that? Because, like, one of the things that makes Trump like a leading candidate, if you will, is because he has a track record. It's literally just that. And I feel like it's almost like they're trying to manipulate the media on the other side in the way that Trump did it. But they're like missing the fucking plot because we don't know what your goal is. It's like, I could be like, okay, you know what? Maybe she can't get some shit done as the vice president. Okay, fine. All right. Can you still not get stuff done right now? Okay, fine. Whatever. What do you want to change? Because right now, in the course of 6 months, she's flip-flopped opinions, like the gun one, for instance. It's like the 6 months is a really small amount of time. I can give you the benefit of the doubt. But like, in what way do you plan to implement shit? Something.
She will get it done.
But no,
Vinny.
No, we get, my mother. What does she say? My mom, her friend was a business owner. Okay. And no, I can't. I'm not even.
Response to that.
I mean, first and foremost, anything that's negative about Trump, I always refer back, Piers, as you know. We've already had the 4 years of Donald Trump. I don't know what this guy's talking about. It sounds like you're getting paid by the Democratic Party. We've already had 4 years of Trump, and we were winning. Okay, look at this past 4 years. You please tell me. You talked about her career as a.
Can we also mention like the fact? Sorry, I'll let it play. But can we talk about the fact that people view Donald Trump's presidency well, and there was a pandemic where people lost their jobs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't just come up with that. People are not totally brainwashed. Maybe they are. Maybe. But it's like, you really can't say brainwashed if there's no track record. Meaning, like, if people are just saying Kamala's a better one, it's like, but you don't have a track record. Like, that's bold. Do you think she's better suited? Okay, but why? Why?
In San Francisco.
I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm just saying, with what? Like, what are you going off of? Because right now, shit sucks.
And everything. What did she accomplish when she was there? 146 laws that she tried to get behind. None of them were passed. Okay, she has an abysmal record. If anything that we've seen in this past 4 years, you think that what's Kamala going to do different? I'm just curious. What do you think Kamala's going to do? I don't care about the enthusiasm. I don't care about the men for Kamala. Sure. Please tell me name one policy that she's going to do that's going to save America from this past 4 years that she's been involved in. I'm very curious. Very curious.
Sure.
You don't have anything. There's nothing. Wait, ready for this? But before you go, is it the border?
Hang on.
Yeah, is it the economy?
You asked the question, let him answer. Bad job.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
All right, here we go. Unlike Donald Trump, she's not going to unleash the military on U.S. citizens. You promised to do that on the weekend. Unlike Donald Trump, she's actually support Obamacare and strengthen it, not destroy it. Unlike Trump and Republicans, she's going to actually fund Social Security.
That's not a policy.
Yes, it is. She's going to fund Social Security and she's going to fund Medicare. Donald Trump and Republicans said they want to destroy it. She's going to reinstate Roe v. Wade. She's going to try to actually make that into law, unlike Donald
You mean when she took it away?
Trump and Republicans who overturned it, and which is why they're going to lose the election, because they attacked women, women's rights. They're going to go after contraceptive and IVF. There you go, genius.
Vinny, you're a genius, Vinny. Apparently,
that's that. So that, yeah, thank you. I'm a genius. But like Piers, let's just face the facts, okay? All the fear, all the mongering, all the everything. I've already lived through 4 years of Trump, okay? And Kamala Harris, say what you want, she wasn't the president. She was with Biden the entire time, and he's been throwing her ass under the bus lately. He's saying every decision I made, she was right there with me. So for all the real Americans that are sitting out there listening,
she said it herself. He made it. I don't know if I heard that wrong. It sounded like he said Biden said that. I was like, well, that's not really accurate. You know, he's got dementia, but assuming I heard it wrong. But she was saying on Call Her Daddy, or it was an interview that was right after Call Her Daddy on some news station where she said she was there at everything. So it's like, it's almost like, is the whole world just manipulating? Like, is this how people get by? It's like, just change your answer depending on who you're talking to. Like, people are not that dumb. Some are. You know? Okay, if you pick up on all the shit, you better be shouting about it.
Everything, all the problems that you have at home, the inflation, the border, the Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes. Are you ready for this? A tornado, hurricanes destroying Florida, and our government, FEMA, Alejandro Mayorkas and Kamala, give them 700. Excuse me, let me finish. I live in Florida. $750. Meanwhile, this year we've given $100 billion to freaking Ukraine, to Israel, and everybody. Not one American should ever suffer or be asking for money ever. We're America first. Trump's America first. Biden and Kamala are America last. And the numbers show it. Don't act like I'm sitting here like some right-wing maniac. Okay? Look at the stats.
You're showing you're a right-wing maniac.
Namiki,
You sound like a right-wing maniac.
You don't need, no one needs to say that.
you've been I think you were calling Vinny God throughout that response. So what?
Yeah.
Explain yourself. Why you think he's so godlike?
Who is this calling Vinny God? I wasn't calling him God.
Well, you were saying God repeatedly. I wasn't sure if you meant he was a god.
Oh
or
my
you
God is what I was saying.
I know. I was yanking your
I'm
chain.
so sick of the QAnon talking points. Listen, I mean, there's so much to debunk
there we go.
and it's
there we
really...
go. The name.
Vinny.
Are they really gonna say QAnon? Oh, come on. Oh my God. Am I gonna have to teach them how to actually diss somebody? Like, oh,
okay? I've been very quiet here, listening to you guys as the woman, as you explain misogyny to everyone.
I knew you were gonna go there. Yeah, I love women.
You know, because I'm you love women. I'm sure they love you too. Listen, this is going to be determined by women. This election is going to be determined.
please. If I start to sound like this, oh my God, I can't. We're not even that far in.
Determined by women. And women are not only, we saw it in 2022, this country has turned out in response to Roe v. Wade, not just because it's attack against abortion rights and abortion access and the right to choose, but also it shows that the Republican Party and Donald Trump have had an agenda, not only through cutting off clinics, funding to clinics across the country, attacks on IVF, not only with their online agenda, like Tim Pool here, who was funded by the Russians, let's not forget, that they had an...
You look so dumb. Oh my God. I can't. Did you even read the indictment? Or do you just collect talking points? I don't know what's worse, honestly. Like QAnon shit or this type of shit. Like, what's wrong with you? I think you should go lighter. Like a lighter blonde. Just saying.
Agenda to sway young male voters into being radicalized through disinformation campaigns. This is all out there at this point. Part of the gender divide here right now, is because folks like Tim Pool and others who once said that they were Bernie Sanders supporters, who I worked for, were suddenly pulling people away and pulling young men away and radicalizing them. So I think we...
You know, if she said Tate, like Tim Pool, the one who said he couldn't get women because of feminism. Like literally one time. Has he done it more? I don't think he's done it more. Maybe. Fuck.
We have a problem with young men right now, and that they don't respect women, as you're seeing with Vinny. They don't respect facts. They don't read newspapers.
Facts.
They don't understand polls. They don't understand misogyny. They don't understand people of color. And they don't understand that that immigration bill was blocked.
You know what?
Okay. They understand it. But that's not the fucking problem. It doesn't matter what crime occurred. God forbid, misogyny was not the problem. I know that's hard to like, whoa. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Like the brainwashing that men are stupid and shit goes so far. It's like, do you really think men don't understand it? You know, most men are not like doing this shit. You know, they're just trying to survive, you know? Like, honestly, like everybody else. Like, I'm sorry, but I can't hear this discourse anymore. I don't think people are aware, or like women in particular, not calling them stupid, even though we do that with men. But the more and more you whine and bitch, the more they see us weaker. I don't know how this doesn't compute. If you want to be seen the same as men, stop fucking bitching. Seriously. With love. Okay, I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. But it's just like, if you want to play with the boys, you can't. No. Are there certain circumstances where it was useful? For sure. I'm not even denying that. But it's like the discourse. Like, you have an hour to talk about the election. You're bringing up misogyny? I mean, I guess because she's running, right? But last that I checked, which I guess it's a limited pool, but when I watch like people getting interviewed, and the ones that are voting for Kamala are all male. So I don't know. I know where it's because like, oh, it's a girl. All the girls want her. Most of the stuff that I've seen, at least online, again, this selected pool, it was all men. Maybe I'm stupid.
Well,
Donald Trump and his Republicans.
Namiki, what you
Ooh, got new material.
Response, but Namiki, what you may not understand is it's precisely that attitude towards younger men that is driving them to Donald Trump. And I think the election in the end will not be won with women. It will be won with men. And interestingly, increasing numbers of Black American men and Latino American men. So Tim
Can
Pool,
I just challenge that for a second?
You can challenge it.
Men don't turn out at the same rates as women. It's really important.
Here we go.
Women have a higher rate of turnout. They're more reliable voters, and young women are more left than they've ever been because of a lot of the online hate that they're seeing. So while
is that true? That women vote more than men? Is that what she meant by turnout? She said something like women are doing better in school, women are smarter, then rule the fucking country. You want some strategy? Okay, hold on. This is what I do. Turn all women into OnlyFans models. I'm not being sexist. Stand by. So we can get all of that disposable income. Drain them. So then the majority is in our name already. Duh. But no, I'm just kidding. That was sexist, but fuck it. What did she say though? Is that true? I thought it was pretty equal when it came to voting.
Tim Pool might not like this. The majority of men actually do respect.
What? Does she not know? Okay, I know that I give Tim Pool so much shit, but like Tim Pool is moderate. Has he said some far right shit? Maybe. I feel like you could say he said pro-Russian shit before you say alt-right. Yeah.
Women. And
I'm saying people can fall down the pipelines, but like anytime I've seen Tim on interviews, he's very moderate.
Do like to talk to them. And I think, there is a misogyny, sure.
Why would Tim Pool not like people to respect women? What's he said that makes you think that?
What did I say to this lady?
I watched his commentary in response to the Kamala. This lady, I have a name, Tim. I've called you your name. You can call me my name. My name's Nomiki Konst. I'm well known. I'm on the internet. You've commented about me before as this lady.
But you're like spazzing the fuck out. No offense. It might be the Botox. Okay, I've been there. Where you just have like one manic eye. Ptosis. I think I'm funny. I know I'm not. But to myself, it's like you're spazzing out. Like that's how they see us. We whine and bitch. At least say it in like a deep voice with some conviction. Sprinkle a little like Nietzsche in there or something, like sharp. Because right now it's like, but we don't call me by my name. Sorry.
So Tim, I saw your commentary about the manliness ad, and you said that wasn't manly. That I don't think that men should be looking to other men to see what's manly. I mean, most heterosexual.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I don't think other men should be looking to men. Let's rewind that back. You should listen to women on how to be a man. Okay, men should not be listening to men. Listen, bitch. Like, what are you saying? That's like women shouldn't listen to women. Oof.
My name's Nomiki Konst. I'm well known. I'm on the internet. You've commented about me before as this lady. So, Tim, I saw your commentary about the manliness ad, and you said that wasn't manly. That I don't think that men should be looking to other men to see what's manly. I mean,
I don't think men should be looking to other men to see what's manly. I mean, why? Is it gay? Like, what are you saying? What are you saying? Hold on. Let me step into my bitch suit. I don't think men should be looking to other men to see what's manly. Translates to, why are you checking out men? Put me back in normalcy. And when you say shit like that, what you're saying is that men should not have male role models. Okay, from like the logical point. That's how it doesn't compute. You just sound insane. You sound like you're projecting.
Most heterosexual men want to persuade women because it's part of their, it's how they live, right? Tim Pool, I'm just questioning.
All men are good for is persuading women. So if that's the case, don't you think they'd learn the misogyny thing like from 2 minutes ago? So which is it? Which is it? I'm just like, everybody knows that people are not getting together.
Questioning why you're defining masculinity.
All right, let's okay.
Why you're defining masculinity. Maybe you should. Let's all listen to Kamoki Khan. That's a dope name. That's a dope name.
We're the ones.
Well,
For
it's
me.
interesting that you think you should be able to define masculinity, but he can't. Tim Pool, your response?
Go, Pierce.
I don't know why this lady keeps saying my name. I didn't say anything to her.
This
I think I started
lady.
this off by saying
This lady. I'm telling you, when we bitch and complain, it's like in the ear, out the other. They don't care. Or they do, and they're just playing dirty. That was funny. But that's warranted. She was talking shit first.
I agree with the left position that there is an inherent sexism problem in this country. That actually,
Do you think anybody far right would say that? Genuinely? Or are we just gonna like brush right over that? No.
I'm hearing this from some of the reporters that we have on the street, that there are young men, when asked why they wouldn't support Kamala Harris, they give no reason other than she's just a woman. So I certainly understand why the Harris campaign, Tim Walz and Harris.
I gotta say, I feel like this election, especially with all the media that was out like a year ago, 2 years ago, it is not sexist, is it? Am I blind? I feel like people have been very gender neutral on this matter. Not like when Hillary was fucking running, for good reason, but like still. You know what I mean? It's like the demons. They're the demons.
And their supporters are making videos trying to tell men, you know, here's how you can be masculine. So in particular, there's a couple ads. There's the white dude for Harris ad, and then there was another one that was put out, I believe it was by supporters, not the campaign officially, and a Tim Walz ad that were similar. And they're doing these things where they say, like, you know, I can fix a carburetor and I'm not scared of women. These things don't say anything to men. Now, we believe, I should say the commentary we had on this is that they were female-coded advertisements, likely written by women for men. I think if you look at the trends that guys follow in terms of media, they're looking at action movies. It's rather stereotypical, but there is a lowest common denominator here. So I don't think you are convincing men to vote for women by making commercials where you say, here's how men should act. I don't think you need those arguments for men. I think if there's a struggle with men, I wonder if the issue is not that it's a point of convincing these men, but that you actually just have guys who are sexist. And how you overcome that's a challenge I don't quite know. But I think when we criticize and mock, say, a cringe commercial, it's because it's certainly not the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. I feel like I think masculinity is important. I don't like gender roles, but I can understand that like a lot of people do when it comes to dating. They kind of naturally happen, whether it's kinkish, whatever, freaks. But like at the end of the day, why can't we create the space where they can explore that? Like if you're going to constantly shame both sides, I'm talking about, if you're going to constantly shame, which really it's coming more so like from like femininity. It's like if you do that, you're no better than people forcing gender roles. It's no different. It's just flip-flopped, assuming that that's what they want. Like some guys feel their best self in that role, in a more masculine role. Like just like feminism wasn't forcing women to work, it was giving them the choice. Bring the same fucking energy, okay? I'm getting too old. I'm about to hit the wall.
I think you're right.
It depends on who you're trying to target. I mean, if you're trying to target Tim Pool viewers, yeah, probably not. I mean, the far right, I don't think Kamala Harris or any Democrat was ever going to win over. But there are plenty of men who may need permission.
What do you mean a Tim Pool viewer?
They may need permission? We're fucked. From who? What are you talking about? Dad.
Well, I mean, you have an audience, and the audience is far right. And over
they're not.
male.
So you're saying that
Candace Owens, her audience, I would say, is probably far right. But even then, a lot of nice people. But like shit, as of lately, she's the one that's like garnering more of that base. I don't even know if they're real people at this point. Like, I think it's just bots. I don't know though.
You think my audience that agrees with me that there's inherent sexism in this country and racism, and that creates a barrier for Kamala Harris, those are the viewers you're talking about?
No, I'm saying that
He literally said this 5 minutes ago. So he's just reiterating.
folks who listen to your show are not the target audience of these ads. There are plenty of men out there who may not have really understood when they kept asking things like, where is Kamala Harris's plan?
Why'd you just flip that and lie? I see it now. It's annoying.
Even though she's said it over and over and over again on the campaign trail. They're using excuses and not understanding that the underlying issue there might be misogyny.
Hang on. Kamala Harris was the best one in the world. She doesn't have a big plan for what she's going to do. She never thought she'd have to have one. She gets parachuted in this weird coronation, a completely undemocratic process, by the way, which I don't think served her or the Democrats very well. And I suspect will come back and haunt them at the election. But the truth is,
I mean, I've been saying it. She talks like she's using a teleprompter all the time. That's only going to go so far. Now people are saying it. They're like, she can't actually have a back and forth. That's what happens when you rely on the teleprompter. You know? Drink a little bit. You know, you don't have to go there sober. I'm just kidding. Me in college when I had to do a speech.
Is that Kamala Harris doesn't seem to have a proper plan. Her plan is to hammer Trump, and that's fine. But I don't think that, unlike in 2020...
At least tell us how you stepped over Biden within like 2 weeks. Tell us how you did that. Then we'd have something to go off of at this point. It's like, come on.
When Biden hid in the basement and did that quite successfully, I don't think just being anti-Trump is enough. Americans are looking for a much bigger picture. Now, I want to bring in Vajra here because hang on,
guys. Did you hear about? I don't know if you saw me on John MLD. Shout out, subscribe to him. His channel the other day. We were talking about the caller daddy thing, and supposedly, there was a lot of backlash on that interview, and I was like, leave it to the millennials and Gen Z. I knew that we'd fix this country. Skeptics. We got so much shit forever. And I was like, all right. Because they didn't think it was appropriate. They thought it was feeding into the media frenzy. I was like, hell yes. I loved it. I told you. Got a 6 cents.
Hang on. I'll come back to you. I'm going to bring in Vajra about this extraordinary Obama intervention. And I'll play the clip where he was speaking directly to black men in America.
And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Because
is that Obama?
Makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly.
Oh my God.
Makes me think that
he kind of looks like OJ Simpson. Wait, stop. Just like Obama.
Well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for it.
That seemed quite patronizing to me, Vajra. But I'll play another clip, which is a response from Lord Jamar, the rapper and record producer, to what he heard.
Wait, what did Obama say? Hold on. I've got a problem with that because part of it...
Because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly. Part of it...
I'm speaking to men directly.
Makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
You just aren't feeling the idea of having a womanish president. I love when that's fucking auto. Wait a minute. Okay. Are there polls or are they just going based off of people saying, I just don't want her because she's a woman? They were saying that with Hillary too, and it was pretty close.
And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for it.
That seemed quite patronizing to me, Vajra. But I'll play another clip, which is a response from Lord Jamar, the rapper and record producer, to what he heard from Obama there.
Well, I feel that she's so bad that guess what? I might just go around and vote for Trump. And this is my first time saying this out loud. But y'all think you're going to shame somebody or bully into voting for this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And now I'm going to.
I feel like people are maybe saying that just to piss off. Because, like, from a more center-right position, the way that the left is behaving, and I'm not talking far left, I'm talking, like, left. The way that they're behaving and saying that Trump did XYZ, said this when he didn't, and it's been fact-checked, whatever. It's like they still say that it happened and then say that we're the ones not acknowledging truth. Like, who's going to tell them they're projecting? I can't keep doing it. Okay. Now you're projecting. Okay. Like, it's crazy to me that they can't see that. If you think you know exactly why someone did something, somebody did X, Y, and Z, and you have no proof of it, you meet the criterion for delusional. I'm sorry. It's coming off fixed false belief, and I can't distinguish anymore. I'm just going to throw you in the basket. And then this type of stuff will trigger them more. It's like, stop doing the triggering, and they won't behave that way. Like, nobody says, I'm just going to do it this way, unless it's like fed up with shit.
Now you're going to make me be Mr. Anti. You keep coming at me with this bullshit. You keep coming at me talking about, oh, it's a shame that you're not supporting a black woman. She's not black.
Vajra,
Wow.
I watched that, and I was interested because I think if I was a black American, and I'm neither, but if I was, I would have thought that Obama intervention was quite patronizing.
Yeah, so you're not a black man, and you're going to be probably, if you were a black man, you might be one of the 12% that vote Republican. Historically, 88% vote Democrat, and it seems like this time around, 88% are going to vote Democrat. The same thing happened in 2012. There was a discussion within Black America that some people said, hey, Obama, don't talk down to black men like this, because black men will actually support Kamala, and don't be swayed by the 12% or the 15% or Lord Jamal, who, by the way, has never voted before. It seems like this is a manufactured controversy, but guess what? I'm glad the one thing we all agree on in this panel, I'm being sincere about here, is we all agree that misogyny and racism exists in America, and we all agree that it plays a part. And we agree, and we should agree, that there's a double standard that Kamala Harris, as the first black Indian woman, has to basically overcome. She has to pole vault over this.
She literally has the upper hand because she's in fucking office. She took over for... I fucking hate it here, dude. I can't do it anymore. You can't be in a more privileged position. Am I wrong? Like, a moment of silence for this country. This is like, oh my, do you hear yourself? You couldn't be more fucking privileged. I hate it here.
So meanwhile, Donald Trump has no plans. He's selling black people shoes. Yesterday, Kamala Harris said, here's my plan for black men. He actually comes up with a comprehensive plan that will actually help young black men. And by the way, that is going to resonate. What does Donald Trump do?
Stop doing the work for her. She can do it. Like, first time I'm hearing of this shit. Like, come on, dude. Be very cautious before you bat for somebody who has no track record.
Sways.
I'm sorry, she has a track record, just not a good one.
To music for 39 minutes, talks about Hannibal Lecter, talks about black jobs, says Kamala Harris has turned black, talks about black criminality in the urban warfare of Detroit, mocks Detroit, a place where he's speaking, a major city in a swing state he needs to win. This is what he does for black people. He's racist. He hangs out with racists. He supports Nazi talking points, literally talking about poisoning the...
I think he needs to be 5'150". Like, are you okay? Like, I was like, it's on a spectrum, but it's starting to, from now on, I'm president and I'm calling prices. Like, what are you talking about?
Blood.
And yet,
he hangs out with Nick Fuentes,
just to jump in, Vajra.
He hung out with Nick Fuentes, the Holocaust denier.
Okay, meanwhile, Kamala Harris.
That did happen 2 years ago.
I know.
I don't know if I would call it a hangout, though. Wasn't that Kanye? And Nick Fuentes was like there. Shit.
Plan, and you say she has no plan.
But you see, what's interesting? Right. What's interesting to me, Vajra?
I don't even care anymore. I don't even care.
Is despite everything you've just said, Trump's support amongst Black Americans, particularly Black male Americans, has been rising steadily now for the last 2 years, which would be apparently inexplicable given what you've just said. They don't perceive him that way. And it looks like from the polling that what they really believe is that Trump will get stuff like the economy done better than Kamala has proven to have done in the last nearly 4 years as part of the Biden administration. So you can say as much as you like that he's a disgusting racist.
Just out of curiosity, this is so off topic, and this has I'm not even trying to be condescending, sarcastic, just open tab. Where does everybody live, and what are your gas prices? Just wondering. Like, I'm literally not trying to be like, see, it's more expensive. I'm just curious. Because I feel like they were down over here in a good way. But say your state and what the price of gas was.
See, blah, blah, blah. But you can't explain to me, unless you've got a good reason, why so many more Black men in particular in America are gravitating away from a Black candidate to Trump.
Piers, there's also so much disinformation, thanks specifically to right-wing media, and also in part due to Russian influence media, that a majority of Republicans believe Trump more than their own pastors, their family members, and right-wing media. People. And also, they believe, they believe that...
For anybody that's just listening, we got 150 in Alberta, California, 490-ish for premium. So what is that, like... 4 for regular? Fuck. I live in southern Wisconsin, and I was paying 21 for 91 today. Oh, you're close to me. The fuck? Connecticut 360, New York 329. Okay. Pennsylvania 319, New Jersey 340, 421. Wisconsin 348 for North Carolina. $3 a gallon here. Where the hell do you live? Bless. I've been getting my gas at Meijer, and I feel like not only does it not pull out of your account right away to always credit, even if you pay like Apple Pay or whatever, but I feel like I could have a full tank of gas and it goes way further than if I go to mobile. That's just my personal opinion. We went to Woodman's where I used to live, and that was awesome because they had it across the street, kind of like Costco or whatever. Who goes to Costco? I feel like I'm getting old.
Donald Trump won the 20...
Oh, did you know you can buy Costco gift cards and go inside? I didn't know that. Hacks.
20 election that he lost. This is what we're dealing with.
Actually,
which is why...
Hang on,
this
you don't know
election,
that Badger Hat. You have no idea why those people...
What do you mean?
You don't know that all the Black American men who gravitated to Trump all believe he had that election
I'm not
stolen.
talking about Black American men.
Well, that was my question
I'm talking
to you.
about disinformation.
No, but my specific question for you was, if he's so racist, why are so many more, excuse me, I've had man flu. I'm sure you all feel desperately sorry for me.
Sure.
But you don't explain to me, and you haven't done yet, why is it that his support amongst the black vote in America has been rising pretty consistently now for the last year and a half, 2 years? Why?
Sure. I will say two things. Number one, wait till the election results. I will not be surprised if it comes back to 88-12, 85-15, Kamala Trump. Number two, there is misogyny. And there is a misogyny that exists within black communities as well, which is why Obama and others and some black men didn't like the way he said it. But they're saying, hey, listen, support this candidate. She is the right candidate. She has the experience. She has the capacity. She will do it right. Misogyny is not just limited to white men or black men or brown men or South Asian men. Unfortunately, it is a global problem, and we're seeing it persist and come out, unfortunately, in this election because we have
a global problem? I feel like it's literally maybe. It's just like he asked you a question about black men, and you followed up with misogyny. That black men are misogynists, but that it's a global problem. I don't know who's worse, him or Kamala. Like, what are you talking about? What are you doing?
qualified candidate, Kamala Harris, who happens to be a black.
Also, I'm drinking black tea. I'm a new woman. If you haven't been keeping up, this is delicious.
Indian woman. So they're making the pitch to men. Hey, get over your misogyny and choose the right candidate who actually has a plan that will uplift all of us.
Okay, I'm going to come
to
Vinny.
Hopefully, it registers with enough.
I'm going to come to Vinny, but what I would say to that is that, again, is extremely patronizing to black Americans who may gravitate to Trump. You are assuming they're all just ill-informed misogynists, and that is very patronizing.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, you are. You're literally, oh my God. I can't. It's like, you're saying because there's more misogynist in the black community. Not my words, his. Okay. It's this constant, I don't know what the word is, but they prey on like the black voters as if they're like illiterate and shit. And just like, holy shit. It is patronizing, and that's putting it nicely.
I'll come to Vinny first, and I'll come to you, Tim. Vinny, your response to that.
One sentence. I don't want to miss.
Okay, hang on. Okay, Vinny, wait one second. Tim, you respond.
Yeah, go ahead.
From the reporters we've had on the street, when they talk to young black men, they all say they're going to vote for Donald Trump. But then when it comes to, are you actually going to show up? We're not seeing that in the same amount. So it may be talk. I actually agree that the numbers may actually fall in historical lines, and we're not going to see this big boost. We always hear it. We never see it.
But in relation to why they're gravitating to Trump or saying they are, what are you hearing on that?
Well, it seems like Trump is the bad boy.
Vinny, I'll come to you one second.
I was just going to go off of what Tim said.
Yeah, Vinny, I will come to you in one second. I just want Tim to respond on that one point, because you talked about talking to these very people.
Vinny.
What was the reason?
Justice for Vinny.
That they were giving predominantly for moving to Trump?
I don't think that we're not really hearing good reasons, to be completely honest. The average person isn't hyper tuned into all the politics, but it seems like, at least from what I've heard, they view Trump as an outsider, as a bandit, as, a John Dillinger, right? He's outside the machine. He's fighting it. He's a bad boy, and you're bad for supporting him. So if you're a young man and you walk up to your group of dudes and you say, I'm voting for Kamala Harris, they're going to laugh at you because she does not come off like a bad guy who's aggressive and a bully or anything like that. Will this actually translate into people showing up at the polls? I'm not convinced it will.
Okay, Vinny, you're waiting patiently. What do you think of this?
Okay, so when you said, Piers, like why the African American population is starting to lean towards Trump, and the numbers are off, by the way, because we just did it today in the PBD podcast. It was 81% for Obama. It dropped to 70 when it was Hillary. Then it kept decreasing. Kamala is the lowest out of all of them, and it keeps decreasing. And the Obama rhetoric of, you're black. If you're not, you have to do this. You have to do this. It's patronizing. And let's not forget why a lot of African American friends that I have, Piers, like, you know what? Trump is going through what the government is doing with him, with the lawfare and the media, making him look bad. They're attracted to that because they know.
Also, why are they talking about it like it's like a monolith? like I have some black friends that are Democrats and that some are Republicans. It's like all or the other. Ugh.
No, that's what they've been going through forever. And all this BS rhetoric of Trump is racist. Enough of that shit. And this guy even talked about Russia again with Russia. It's like, guys, get over it. This identity politics, it ain't working. Okay, because the people are waking up. This Hitler, whatever, Nazi rhetoric, which I don't think you've learned, people are actually trying to go after Trump and murder him because of people like you saying some dumb shit like he's Hitler. Like, you know how disrespectful that is to Jewish people?
They always say he's about to go off. He's so based. Go, Benny. It really is a problem, though. Like, literally, your rhetoric has led to violence. Well, he was on the other side. Whatever you have to tell yourself to sleep at night. Like, 5150'd.
People that I know. I have Jewish friends that are enraged because you're saying somebody's Hitler, like he killed millions of Jews. I think it's stupid, it's disrespectful. But players, what else do you expect from the Democratic Party? Okay? It's all about identity. It's all about sexism.
Okay. Just like he's yelling. I know. How can we get away from that sort of thinking? It's like I think about this so often. Oh, now it's popping. I think about this. I'm like, how come they can't stop? And it's like, I hate to be the one to be like, you're thinking with your emotions, because it's like, well, fuck. Yeah, you need to stop. Seriously. I'm dead inside, so it's like easier said than done. But typically the things that make me react defensively or like over dramatically, which is what I would classify the lady and the guy with the gray shirt, whatever, as acting. When I get that way, it's because I hate something in the other person that I do myself. But I don't know how to say I hate it in myself. People do this so fucking often. You won't be able to unsee it. And so it's like, I feel like I'm viewing them and I know more about them than themselves. And all it takes is to be like self-aware. But they won't do it. It's like children. And you can find this on both sides. Don't get me wrong. Anytime people are reacting emotionally. But then it's like, should we really call most people normal at this point? Because there's a portion of the population that sees this shit and is like, oh my God. And most of them are voting. Like the majority that thinks this way. I'm not saying that should just go to the people that don't think that way, but it's like, get it together. Grow up. Like, it's just so childish. I can only imagine what like parents feel like when they see this shit. I don't know. There's something about an angry parent, you know?
It's women. It's this, is that. Trump wasn't racist till he said he was running for the presidency, okay? And you know this? People are tired. Guys, do you feel it, Piers? All the way in England? People are tired of this BS. Trump is this, Trump is that. I've already gotten 4 years of him, and we were kicking ass until China unleashed COVID.
You know what? Here's what I think.
If you guys, hold on, and I'm almost done, Piers. And you know what's funny about the left? If they didn't do all this Hunter Biden suppressing laptop BS and COVID and all that, he'd be leaving in 3 weeks. You'd be done with Trump. All you TDS people out there like our guests, you guys would have been, your hands would have been done. Trump would have been gone. But they had to do all that. The FBI had to go to Twitter to suppress stories. COVID, everybody had to vote from home. All that BS had to happen. You guys would have been done with him by now. But now, you guys want it? You're going to get another 4 years. I don't care about this polling. This same polling, Piers, had Hillary winning by 90%. You guys, it's going to be a shocker
What
for
are
you
you
guys,
talking
and you're going to have
about?
another 4 more years
polling.
of TDS.
All right, Namiki.
TDS, the polling. What do you mean the polling for Hillary was
Hang on, Vinny. Let me go to Namiki. Here's what I would say. I do think the Trump derangement syndrome is a very real and utterly self-harming thing. The more you scream hysterically about Trump, the more you exaggerate him as the new Hitler and so on, the more it just plays into his hands. Because A, it's not true, and B, he uses it to master himself even more as the great underdog, railing against this system, which insists on calling him the new Hitler, which I've always thought is a completely ridiculous thing to do. Before you say it, I know that Vance called him that before, and he was wrong too, right? So just using labels like that is completely...
It's really lazy. And it's not just lazy, but you, like Vinny was saying, and I'm just going to emphasize it more, when you throw out that so-and-so is like Hitler, you are taking away from the violence that Jews went through. Just by saying that. Just by saying, see, he's going to be like Hitler. It's like minimizing it. Like, shame on you. I hate to be like that, but dead ass. It's such a lazy way of thinking. You're getting, it'd be one thing if like there was some, I don't know. I'm not even going to compare the speeches. Like, please do your research. You look fucking stupid. And I don't say that lightly. I hate calling people stupid, but it really is like, it's like me pointing to slavery and being like, see, it's like feminism now. You're stupid. Genuinely. And just like the smugness when I listen on the other side of how they talk about Republicans, and I'm like, at least they bring facts. Literally everything they hate about the Republicans, they themselves do. Like this, like demonizing, they think that they're spreading lies. Like, you're programmed. Wake up. The fact that what's her face, I won't even go into her, but it's just, I love all of you. Get it together. Okay, or else I'm taking over. No cell phones for anybody. No corn.
Be pointless. I don't think going too hysterical about Trump is the way to beat
Oh,
him.
wait, thank you for the super chat. Keep your girl off OnlyFans one shit at a time. I'm blind. Democrats destroyed affordable. Wait, hold on. What's the name? Mighty Mulatto. Democrats destroyed affordable for-profit schools and are now championing education for Black men. Democrat policies are keen to kneecapping someone on the street with a bat and offering crutches. It's so morbid, but so true. But like, you can get the crutches in 60 days. Just reapply. It's just like, come on.
Democrat, pick him off. Pick him off in a smart, intelligent way. But don't just scream. It's like everyone goes, bah! All the time you mention his name. It doesn't work. That's why he's now neck and neck with your candidate.
There's a broad coalition of folks who are supporting Kamala Harris, as there's a broad coalition of folks who are supporting Donald Trump. Not all of them are loyal MAGA people who would storm the Capitol like Vinny here, or paid by Russia like Tim Pool here. But with that being said, Donald Trump yesterday said that he would use Donald Trump yesterday. Can I talk, please?
I'll let you respond, Tim.
Can I speak?
Let her finish, Tim, and I'll come to you.
I'm sorry. This is like, you want to know what Miss...
Oh my God. I was just talking about you. Beneficent. Beneficent. I was just talking about you in the last video I did in the beginning. You should see the video shaming Anna Kasparian. She literally became independent. How can people be mad at this? It blows my mind. It'd be like, she never believed in her stuff. You guys have been saying that since the beginning. Granted, I just did research on this topic and I had to sift through stuff, so I haven't been watching it from start to finish. But from start to finish in a very short period of time, people just like to hate. That's it. Though Anna Kasparian and left debaters, if you will, if they go on a show to debate, they're literally trying to prove that they believe their beliefs. I don't think it gets more delusional. You know who else does that? My schizophrenic sibling. What are you doing? How do you not see it? Wake up. Wake up. Love you.
Misogyny is? You want to know what misogyny is?
Yes.
You let my colleague here on the left talk without being interrupted. I am not allowed to speak. Tim, Tim, are you on the clock right now for Russia? I know you get $100,000 a week from Russia, and the FBI intervened. So listen,
because you guys, what you do is you make stuff up and you say my name 50 times because you want the clicks on YouTube instead of having a real conversation about what the issues are. Instead of
the clicks on YouTube. I don't have a YouTube show, Tim.
So that you can do whatever you got to do so you get attention and you get your viral clips. I get it. But it's not constructive. It's not solving our problems.
I have a job, Tim, outside of YouTube, unlike you.
Don't talk over each other because we can't actually hear Tim because the mic
Can I finish? I'm sorry. This is ridiculous, Piers. Like,
you see what the problem
here's
is.
an example of misogyny.
Wait 1 second.
Right.
No one can hear
Tim
you.
Pool, you were
hang on,
FBI.
hang on, Namiki. Nobody can hear either of you because every time you talk, Tim's mic cuts out and he's trying to speak too. Let me just get Tim to respond to you first, then I'll come back to you, Namiki.
I never got to say
hang on, Namiki.
Tim was talking over me.
Hang on, Namiki. Let him come back to you on what you were saying, and then you can respond. Tim.
But I never got to say what I was saying about.
You actually answered
what he said yesterday.
You can answer the question and we can have a substantive conversation on the issues, or you can keep saying my name. Pick one.
Namiki, what do you want?
Guess what? You're not the host. Okay. Donald Trump yesterday said that he would use the military.
You want to answer the issues, answer the issues.
I know this works for you to talk over women because you're used to an audience
been
of 90%
talking.
males, but let me speak.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait, we gotta rewind it because what the fuck?
He said yesterday.
You can answer the question and we can have a substantive conversation
for each other because we can't actually hear Tim because the mic
Can I finish?
Talking over the host and
I'm sorry. This is ridiculous, Piers. Like,
you see what the problem
here's
is.
an example of misogyny.
Wait 1 second.
Right.
No one can hear
Tim
you.
Pool, you were investigated by the FBI.
Hang on, Namiki. Nobody can hear either of
you. You're investigated by the FBI. That, like, I don't know if it's like a bit. Nobody on the right cares. So, like, I don't know if that's like a got you, but like nobody cares.
Because every time you talk, Tim's mic cuts out and he's trying to speak too. Let me just get.
I want to see her in purple, a little purple, like this. The blue's not doing it.
Tim to respond to you first, then I'll come back to you, Namiki.
I never got to say
hang on, Namiki.
Tim was talking over me.
Hang on, Namiki. Let him come back to you on what you were saying, and then you can respond.
I would never be on a panel and think to myself, like, having like a host and then arguing with something, nothing I'm saying right now is ever worth it. Shut up. Shut up. Especially on this. You want to watch this back and be like, yikes. It just doesn't translate well. We all have to work on it, but still.
Tim.
But I never got to say what I was saying about.
You actually answered
what he said yesterday.
It probably wasn't
you can
that
answer
good.
the question and we can have a substantive conversation on the issues, or you can keep saying my name. Pick one.
Namiki, what do you want?
Guess what? You're not the host. Okay. Donald Trump yesterday said that he would use the military.
It's so bold that she like disrespected Pierce 2 seconds ago. Like, I can't. Like the video.
I know this works for you to talk over women because you're used to an audience of 90% males, but let me speak. Let me speak. If we're talking about misogyny,
Vinny should have been like, are you assuming? Never mind.
Then maybe we should talk about misogyny and have a woman talk about misogyny. Donald Trump yesterday said that he was going to use the military against political enemies. Donald Trump said that he was going to challenge the election after he already challenged the election. These are things authoritarians do. I'm not using the H word. I'm using authoritarian and what's at risk. When you have Dick Cheney.
You mean it's like their constitutional right? That thing? Isn't it funny how when people have fixed false beliefs, how things play out, you're both the same. Like, Everybody has the right to explore that, right? Whatever you call it. Oh my God. It's like,
nothing in common with, siding with.
you know who else would probably want to, who really had the election stolen? Biden. But he doesn't have the capacity to actually file the paperwork to get that explored. Justice for Biden. That was dirty. Say what you will. It was dirty.
Bernie Sanders in this election.
Like only a dictator would do shit like that. Just if you really want to play that. If anybody stole an election, it was Kamala.
Because they fear that our democratic world is at stake, that the world order as it is, as imperfect and flawed as it is at stake because there is foreign interference. Yeah, I do think that's worth mentioning because Trump goes against everything that's pro-America. He didn't even, he didn't want to support the immigration bill and he blocked it. Inflation began to increase under him. We can't forget that. Manufacturing did not succeed as he promised.
Whoever you vote for, okay? None of it is going to escalate into any of this fear-mongering shit, okay? It's just not going to happen.
Honest, in 2016 when he ran on that. And no, actually, the economy wasn't better under him. Go look at 2020 economic numbers, and they were.
No, it was doing really well. And then, I don't know, the pandemic happened, bitch. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
They were horrible. And we have inflation going down. We have the Wall Street is doing better than.
Are you okay? You're so tone deaf. I can't. I want to know what everybody's eating. What are you eating? What'd you have for dinner? You know what I had? A piece of toast. A piece of toast. What's everybody's poor food right now? Sloppy Joe? That was us the other day. Okay, where are we at? I know the people.
It's ever been. Wages are up at record rates now, finally. I mean, unemployment is at a record low. No. This is real. These are real issues. And Kamala is presenting issues to invest in small businesses.
Give her that 5150.
To expand Obamacare, which is hurting so many small businesses. I mean, she actually does have an economic plan. And Donald Trump is just talking about using the military against political
allies. But the interesting thing is, despite that big speech you just made, it is completely neck and neck. Trump's ahead in 5 of the 7 key swing states because people simply don't believe that Kamala Harris has done a great job with the economy. And when it comes to the southern border, she was the border czar. And everyone on the left was quite happy to call her that, right to the point it became a millstone when she got coronated. And they realized it was embarrassing to be having responsibility for such a complete fiasco, whichever side of the divide you're on. Tim, your response now to Namiki.
Well, I mean, if we've got issues.
How do you keep ground beef from being dry as hell? Anybody got tips? I don't know the percentage of fat.
To discuss in terms of how we can help this country move forward, what we think the issues in the election are, how they're going to affect who votes for Kamala or Trump. I think that's what we should be talking about. The only reason I began to counter what she was saying was because she keeps bringing me up for some reason, and I'm not a politician. I'm some dude who complains on the internet for a living.
Right. Yeah.
Humility.
Fair response.
But it was paid by the Russians, though. That's important.
That's just made up. Wajhat makes an interesting point about disinformation.
Go on,
and
Tim.
I think it's. Well, no, I think.
Why do they call it disinformation? It's misinformation. Am I wrong? I don't know. They're making up words.
It's fascinating that instead of just saying, is Tim right or wrong? I think actually my opening assessment on this was an inherent misogyny in this country, which is
the amount of smugness that I see from the other side like they could never be in the same position. They think that they're so much better that they would know that the Russians were funding it. Guys, we read the indictment, right? That could have happened to anybody. I've worked at so many nightclubs, and I know this is just me, but the nightclub's DBA is way different than the actual corporation or whatever LLC. It's like, and it'll be in a whole nother state. So when I get my W-2s, I'm like, Compass Group, the fuck? Las Vegas? Like, so confused. It's like, nobody actually goes that deep to like look into the company. Maybe I'm just, I don't have a corporate job, but that could have fucking happened to anybody. Let it go. Okay. Let it go. You know what's crazy too? Is about 9 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, it was when I remember Rolo was getting not dragged, but they were saying okay. They were like saying something. I think Rolo was saying like, oh, they're getting these guys are getting paid by so and so. And I remember I made a video and I was like reacting to something where certain people sorry, it has to be vague. Certain people were like, no, I was like, if I made political content, I feel like it's like a moral responsibility to disclose if I'm getting paid. I don't even care by who, but like people want to know if you're making political content, if you're getting paid. And it was like shortly after that, this narrative was spewed. And it was like, oh yeah, like we're on this side of the political spectrum and we get paid by so-and-so. But then this whole thing with fucking Tim Pool comes out and suddenly everybody's on this like moral high ground. It's exhausting. It's exhausting watching it unfold. It's like, you mean to tell me certain people were getting paid by a group and never disclosed it, but now suddenly they talk about disclosing it? Like dude, it's just like, don't point your fingers unless your hands are clean, which they're not. So shut the fuck up. I don't know. That was hard. I was like, don't want to say.
Negative impact on Kamala Harris. For some reason, she just turns it into attack on me and then says it's Russian disinformation. Okay, I don't know, what is it? Is there racism and sexism in this country?
You want to know why women are not in office? Because the amount of dirt people get on these fucking politicians, they can't handle it. They got too many skeletons. I'm kidding, but like, it's like, why are you so obsessed with this shit?
Misogyny comes from, and there's a lot of disinformation funded by Russia, and I think that's important to mention.
So,
and you have a primarily male audience.
You know, Piers, can I say something?
Yeah, it's bringing Vajra, yeah.
Sure. It's not TDS when General Milley, the former top general who's retired, openly said that Donald Trump is a, quote, total fascist. It's not TDS when Donald Trump literally
It literally is. I can't do this anymore. I can't do it.
Weekend said he will unleash the military against U.S. citizens. It's not TDS when
so
Donald Trump last week in Aurora openly said that he will invoke the Alien Sedition Act that interned Japanese Americans during World War II. This is not TDS when he, to this day, refuses. He's been asked multiple times, will you accept the 2024 results? He's not said yes each and every single time. He still does not accept the 2020 results. And he said, his words, that he will be a dictator for a day and he will terminate the Constitution. It is the failure of corporate media and also social media and also several influential people on YouTube for the past 4 years have not raised the threat and have done a both sides analysis where we've given Donald Trump a pass and promoted hateful talking points and conspiracy theories. And yes, some individuals and outlets have been paid by Russia. It has been confirmed. They have been unwitting agents of Russia, whether they realize it or not. Tim Pool and a lot of his friends, unfortunately, this is true. Now, I don't know if Tim knew it. He says he didn't, but this is the disinformation that has come out in the past 4 years, which is why which is why, in part, Piers,
That's not
there
the-
is such
Seems to be
lack of
very
information and
different.
knowledge about the
All
facts,
right, well,
which is
listen,
why
you make-
so many
okay, you
voters
know what?
think that Donald Trump won the 2020
Okay,
election.
listen. For the purpose of okay, hang on, Tim. Just to be clear, Badger, it's a two-way street. This rhetoric line that you peddle about this stuff, because when you persistently call, as the left have for 8 years now, Trump the new Hitler, I'm afraid that is the kind of
I didn't say that word.
Well, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying a lot on the left have.
J.D. Vance did. His own
I
vice
said,
president.
and I've already
called
said what I
America's
think of
Hitler.
that, right?
It's all emotional arguments. It's no facts. From now on, I'm just going to do debates and make some shit up. What's the point? What's the point of doing research if they don't? Like, why? I'm generalizing. Okay, I gotta take my dogs outside. Like the video, comment, subscribe, wear your SPF, enjoy your rice and beans. What else are we eating? Ramen. Drink your water, have some tea. It's all gonna be okay. We can carry this team. Should we wrap? I'm done. Okay, love you. Bye.